Hello, everyone. We are Team Sedalia. I am Michelle Harmon.
I'm Karina Aboyano.
And I'm Emily Patterson.
And we're here to present you our final presentation. Next, please. So our project goals overall were to create a cohesive experience for this library, to preserve their history, to build community, to foster loyalty, and of course, to retain our current customers. So our site choice was the Sedalia Public Library in Missouri. Next, please. Whenever we took over this project, we looked at their brand overall, from the flyers and signage that they currently have, to their logo, to their website, to their social media presence, how they're represented. And our conclusion was that they have an inconsistency across the board of how they represent themselves and how they give information and how they direct customers. Next, please. So we set out to get an idea of the floor plan, the layout of the library, and just better understand the space. Next, please. Our problem statement that we created for this project was that the Sedalia Public Library is a hub for creativity. It offers excellent customer service, study areas, and diverse book options. However, visitation is low and brand awareness is lacking due to this insufficient signage and absence from community engagement that we mentioned. The library definitely needs rebranding, layout evaluation, interactive activities, and a cohesive wayfinding system to enhance its visibility and appeal. So this brings us to our new brand that we've created. This brand, this logo, pulls from the current Sedalia Public Library logo, uses an element of the book from that current logo, and also brings in the blue from the town of Sedalia and their branding identity. So we wanted to create this fusion of the two really important hubs there. We brought in new colors that you will see in our deliverables. We wanted to bring more life, more color, just a little bit more fun into the brand identity and into all of the signage that will follow. This includes working with the current materials, working with the current colors of the library and incorporating new colors with that. And so this is an example of paint swatches that we intend to include in the designs that follow. So our conceptual direction, we intend to use a revitalized brand. Our design system blends traditional and modern style. We want to create an interactive, inviting, and comfortable space that emphasizes color, light, and exploration in the library. Basically, our overarching goal is to bring individuals, information, and ideas together. So this brings us back to the breadcrumb journey, the audience paths that we created that then dictated every single sign, every single point of information that we built that you will see in this journey that takes you from the beginning of a customer's experience walking up the parking and walking up the steps to the library, all the way to getting a book, to interacting with a librarian, to going to different rooms. And we will walk you through what that journey looks like. This also brings us to a second individual's journey where they will interact with some other rooms in the library. Again, we will get into that here shortly. So this is our final chart that we've created that breaks down the purpose, the color scheme, the references of every sign that we have built for this system, where they are in the floor plan, and what their purpose and intent are. This is that floor plan that I mentioned, and it correlates with the chart before. And just this slide is only to give you a picture of how our designs have progressed and evolved from beginning to finish. And we'll get into the final deliverables now.
So after all the research that we did, we finally have a system. This is an ID post, it's like a primary post, and bring us like part of the branding that we create for our library. Next, please. This is a directional sign, but it's a vehicular sign. It's gonna be in the corner, and it's a double sign. So you will see from both both sides of the road. Next, please. This is the way that we build this sign and the colors that we took from our branding, plus the green ones to make us that directional that you are correct. This is the way that you have to go. Next, please. We create two banners that they're permanent banners that they're hanging like one on the other side of the library. And they will change, like maybe not now, maybe if they have something important in the library, but we propose that they have to be permanent. Next one. This is the exterior sign type elevation. So you can see that our post is 12 feet. The vehicular directional sign is 9 and the banner is 21. Next. And we create an open hours. We simplify that time, the hours. So we know that they only use one open door. And the other one is stay. So open hours is gonna be on the left and Sedalia and the logo to the right.
So this brings us to our interior final designs and our sign type elevations that take you through the journey. It begins with the kiosk that it will be in the lobby, the front desk sign, the donor wall that is on the back wall, and then our identification signs for each room, our fiction style sign that will be featured in different rooms for the genres, and then our smaller subgenre sign that will be featured on the actual bookshelves, and of course our art mural. So we did finalize our map design. We made everything in English, Spanish, and Ukrainian because that caters to the main speaking languages of that town, of the people of that town. And here is the sign that will be featured on the front desk. It will face the visitor as they come in through the entrance. And it will encourage that interaction between the user and the employees, the librarians, because we recognized in our research how valuable those interactions are of having those friendly and kind employees interacting with the customers we found to be so valuable. And so this is our execution of preserving that. We decided on the size for that sign is going to be 3 feet 10 inches and then a height of 8 inches. This is our final donor wall. So our goal with this wall, it will be pretty much the heart of the room. It will be a huge feature that they see, that visitors see as they walk into the room. It's meant to preserve that balance of community and recognizing that need, that partnership of community with the library to keep the library flourishing and to encourage people to come visit and support the library. And so it just ties in so nicely with our goals there. We did create a strategy for this donor wall. It breaks down what each leaf with its different sizing and its different coloring would represent as far as the donations that are given. And we do break down a strategy of how it can be utilized. The materials are broken down here for those leaves. We suggest using a 3D printer. We did find an online resource that the library could use that's fairly affordable for 3D printing. And this breaks down the sizing that we suggest for those different tiers. Finally, part of our strategy with this donor wall is this beautiful art piece that is like meant for the highest donors. So to encourage those larger four-figure donations, to have your name or your family name featured on the cover of a book that will be hanging as an art installation with light bulbs down the rotunda from the very top of the roof of the second floor down to the lobby, and just be a beautiful feature.
So with that,
Oh, go ahead.
oh, sorry, Michelle. So with that, we have a hanging installation proposal, so that way the library can decide how they want to get this installation made. Option one is that the faculty themselves can make this. They'll have to hire, an electrician and somebody to come in and help them, but it could be the most financially affordable, and they'll be able to do this on their own time. Option two is they can contact Donnie Looper. He is a metal artist in Sedalia. What is nice about him is he already is well known downtown with his work. So if they bring him in, he's already got that standing. And plus, he's known to give a better deal for the community, especially if it's to help something like nonprofit. And then the last option is to work with Sam Davison. He works in copper and glass art, and we could commission him to do the material, to do the work. The only thing is that it would take longer with the third option, as well as more outsourcing of materials that are needed, and you would have to hire more help because Sam doesn't have experience with electrical work, unlike Looper does. And then the second row gives you the variation in times. And then the last row gives you just a quick price guide of like who would be the most affordable, medium, and then who would be the most expensive. So this here is our literature identification sign for our literature lounge, which many of you have all seen throughout this entire process. So this is also what we ended up prototyping. We realized in our tests that we had to make it much larger. Our ceilings in this building are 12-foot tall and even higher in some places. And with such big open areas, we realized we needed to make our sign much larger after our field test. So that's what we did. We made it much bigger. We also included the braille at the bottom as well as the 3D letterings there. This prototype is more of a mid-fi prototype. It's made out of foam board that's been cut, as well as just using some pre-made bumps to make the braille. We did have to Photoshop it to fit properly on the wall just because they have so many things on the wall. There's actually a thermostat in its place, so we had to Photoshop that in, or Photoshop it out so that we could move it. So this was our field test here when the original was a 6x6 top, and comparing it to the door frame, which is so big, it really dwarfed our whole experience, like we mentioned before. Versus now, after we remove everything and we put it in the right place and at the right height, we realize that it fits much better and it feels like a part of the experience. Here is a side view and another side view. So this here is our fiction sign. So where this ended up going is it's on the glass in the back, and you'll see it through our journey. But the point of this was to make it very simple so that you can enjoy the historical glass flooring. Here is the mystery tab. So we're going with words, and one thing that we were really told was not to tape things onto wood or onto the metal. So we found this solution of encouraging the library to buy these metal pieces that are very easily interchangeable, and they are held there by books. And since it takes like 6 books to fit across the whole thing, it won't just slide off if one gets taken away. This is our mural that was designed. So the point of this mural here was to actually encourage exploration within the space into the literature lounge. So the mural proposal here, we wanted this to be a paint by number sort of situation because the library has this current dilemma of people that don't live in Sedalia limits think they can't come to the library, which isn't true. They can come, they can check out books. So we wanted to figure out a way, how can we encourage this? So our proposition is that we do this mural that actually has the students from the local art clubs to come over and to actually paint this and put it in. And that way they will have a plaque that has the name of the school as well as the name of the students. And this here are the local high schools that they could ask to participate. So in this work, there are 24 references to some books hidden. So we encourage you guys, if you want to, try to see if you can find all 24. We also want to ask them to look into a digital community board. We did not design a community board because we wanted to give them a proposal of a different way to do this, which is to buy this TV and to put it on the wall. So that way they can change it out when needed. And it would also allow for little things like commercials to play, job opportunities, encouraging about tourism and so on. So this is our journey throughout the whole space that I'll be walking you through. So you will start your journey going on the main road here, 3rd Street. And as you're approaching the library, you will notice the parking sign that will encourage you to either park in the front or to go around back if you're just there to drop off books and so on. You'll also see our light post here, as well as our banners to sort of give you the moment of arrival. Once you park and you get out of your car, you'll be able to then walk on the sidewalk. Here's another shot where you can see our awesome lamppost. And this is a front panorama of the space. So you will see on the left, the light post. In the center, you will see our banners. On the doors, you will see our hours and our logo. And on the far right side, you will also see the sign for parking. This is the image of when you are approaching. When you get past the first set of doors, you will hit the wood. You will see another set here. And beyond that, you will start to see that we have painted the walls. Part of our proposition is that we get rid of the kind of eggshell cream that is everywhere and start to implement some green. This top up here is actually because they have a current event going on. So we didn't Photoshop that out because it was quite difficult. But just so you know, that's what's happening. In the middle here, you can also see the Ask a Librarian sign. So when you come in, you can go to the right and you'll see right away the kiosk that was mentioned by Michelle. On the left, you will also see the Literature Lounge sign as well as the mural. If you are then facing the front desk, you will be able to see our Ask a Librarian, we are here to help sign. And once you get closer, you'll be able to read the smaller text. Above it, you will see our quote, our donor wall in the back, the fiction. This is if you look to your left, you'll be able to see the other room, which is the media room, which also has its own little sign there. So this is now the journey of going around the desk so that you can go and pick up a book from the fiction section. So you walk around the desk, you'll be able to see the fiction sign at the end, and you'll also see the quote above it to hopefully inspire you. As you keep walking. And then on the left, you'll see your mystery section. So you'll know to grab a book from there. You will then turn around and the green will guide you back into the lounge. Into the lobby. You'll go back around the desk. You will check out your book. And here you can see the Ask a Librarian sign again. And then you can also see on the right side, the Literature Lounge mural. And that is the end of the journey. Thank you all so much for listening to our presentation, and we hope you all have a nice day.
Thank you all.
Thank you.